Hello there everybody. So today we are making a dress with front buttons, a welt pocket and a simple beginner friendly collar. So I will be using my usual patterns, my favorite a quarter circle skirt pattern. I will be using it for the skirt part of the dress, and then the bodice, my basic bodice pattern, and then the basic sleeve pattern. So all the patterns are here on my channel. You can go and check them out. Okay, so now let us begin. So here is the fabric that I will be using for my dress. So I bought about 3 meters of this fabric, but I will use a different fabric for the sleeves and the other parts of the dress. But here we go. So what I will do now is that I'll just go on and place the patterns on the fabric and then cut them out. Okay, now sewing friends, here we are. So the skirt and the bodice are together. So now it is the time to open up the front so that we can have our buttons. Okay, so what I will do is that I'll measure from the center front, from the bodice center front down to the skirt. I'll measure 45 centimeters and mark it. So this is where the buttons will go. Okay, so after opening the front part of the dress, I'll go on and measure 2 strips. Okay, I need 2 strips to finish up the front part of the dress. So the length of the strips is 45 centimeters so that it fits the opening that I just made there. Okay, and then the width is about 6 centimeters. Okay, so it is just 6 centimeters as it is now, and then I'll go on and press and fold it the long sides, and then it will end up being about 4 or 4.5 centimeters. Okay, so I'm cutting out the 2 strips, and then after cutting them out, I'll go on and press and fold in the raw edges. And now before we go on and attach the two strips, I'll just go on and make a mark here at the end of this opening. And then I'll just go on and follow the chalk and open with my scissors. So you don't have to put the strips or to pin the strips like I did here. I was just, yeah, you don't have to put them there. You can just go on and mark the triangle, mark there at the end of the line, and then cut it open so that it will be easy for you to place your strips. Okay, now let us go on and attach the strips. So what we're going to do here is to place one strip on top of the other. Okay, so the important thing is the triangle. You see the triangle that we just made, make sure that is on this side of the dress. Okay, it must not be on the outside of the dress. And then you just kind of fold it down, and then you put the strips on top of it. Okay, and the other important thing is how the opening of the strips should face. You see the opened side of the strips, this side. You see the bottom strip that I'm placing now, it should face my right hand side. So I am doing it wrong here. The bottom strip should face my right hand side, and then the top strip should face my left hand side, the opening. Okay, the opening like this. This one should face the other way, and then the top one should face the left hand side. So I'm doing it wrong here, but I went on and fixed it. Okay, so that's all we do here. So we make sure that the strips are on top of each other. Make sure that the triangle at the end, you just fold it down so that it does not show on the right side of the dress. So, and then pin everything, and then I'll take it to the machine now and go on and stitch it. Okay, now here we are. This is how it looks after stitching the strips down. Okay, so the next thing now is to carefully sandwich the dress inside the strips. Okay, and now here we are. So this is how it looks now at this stage. And how do you see how the strips now are facing the correct direction? Okay, see the top one is on the left hand, facing the left hand side, the opening. Okay, and the bottom one is facing the right hand side direction, so that the button situation there, when you place your buttons and your buttonholes, is at the right place. Okay, now I'll just turn the dress around Okay, so when you turn the dress around, this what we've just done, it might not be that, you might see some few raw edges there at the bottom where we just place the strips, the bottom there. Don't worry about, especially on your first time. So all you do there, you just go with a zigzag stitch there to just make the area neat, the bottom where the here where the strips meet. Okay, so if you see anything that does not look that pretty here, you just go on with your zigzag stitch so that it does not look that bad. Okay, and now we are moving on to the collar. Okay, now the first thing with the collar is to measure the neckline. So I'll go on and fold my dress in half so that I can be able to measure. So I'll just measure the front neckline first. So I'm getting 13 centimeters here, so that this side is 13 centimeters and then the other half is also 13 centimeters. So together it's 26 centimeters. Then after that, I'll go on and measure the back neckline. So I think I've made my front neckline a bit deep here for this dress. I think next time I would lift the front neckline up to the length to be 4 centimeters at least. Now it is at 8 centimeters for this type of, so that my collar is not wide and gapy around my neck. Okay, so the back neckline now, I'm getting 11 centimeters here. So that means the other side is 11 centimeters. So together is 22 centimeters. So 22 for the back and 26 for the front. So the total width of my neckline is 48 centimeters. So I think it will be a bit wide for a collar dress. So when you try and make the dress, try and lift your front neckline. Okay. And here I am measuring the 58 centimeters. I'll make it a bit extra for the finishing at the end, for the fold at the end. Okay, and then the width of my collar, it is 9 centimeters. Okay, so this fabric that I'm cutting, the width from top to bottom is 9 centimeters, so that when the collar is done, when it is, the raw edges are folded and all, the collar will end up being about 7.5 centimeters. Okay, so now I'll just go on and cut out my collar. And now here we are after cutting and pressing the raw edges. Okay, so I pressed and folded 3 edges. Okay, so the edge that is not folded is the edge that will be going now and be attached to the dress. Okay, so all the other side are folded and pressed. We will deal with those other sides later. So now I'll just go on and fold my collar in half so that I can mark the center of the collar, so that the center of the collar can go straight to the center of the dress. Okay, to the center back of the dress. So now I'll just go on and attach. So as I said, that the side that is not pressed and ironed is the side that will be going straight and be attached to the dress. And now here we are, the first side of the collar is attached to the dress. So now I'll just go on and fold the collar in so that we finish the collar. Okay, so I'll just fold it like this, and then I'll just pin, and then I'll take to the machine and stitch. And again, sewing friends, please use interfacing so that your collar is nice and structured. And now here we are, we have our collar. Okay, so now the next thing is the welt pocket. Okay, so now we'll just go on and make a welt pocket. So my pocket will be on the left hand side. Okay, so what I'll do now is that I'll just go on and measure from the shoulder down. I'll measure 20 centimeters. Okay, at 20 centimeters, that is where my pocket will start. Okay, so from shoulder down 20 centimeters, I'll measure there and mark, and then that is where my pocket will start. Okay, now here we are. I have two pieces of fabric that I'll be using to make my pocket. Okay, so the width of these two pieces, equal pieces, the width is 16 centimeters and the length is 18 centimeters. So you can make the length longer than this. You can make it 20 or 25 centimeters. Now let us make the pocket. So I'll just use this one fabric for now. We'll go to the second fabric later. So now I'll go on and measure from top of the fabric. I'll measure 6 centimeters. You can measure 5 to 6 centimeters. So this is 6 centimeters that I am measuring here. From top of the fabric down, it is 6 centimeters. Okay, and then after that, I just make a mark to mark my 6 centimeters. And then after that, I measure from the 6 centimeter line, the line that I just made. I measure up from the line. I measure 1.5 centimeter. Okay, 1.5 centimeter. So I just mark, and then I will also draw a line here. And then after that, I'll do the same at the bottom, and then I'll measure from the 6 centimeter mark down 1.5 centimeter. Okay, so now we will have 3 lines. Okay, now let us move on. So I want the width of my pocket to be 10 centimeters. So remember earlier I said the width of the piece of fabric is 16 centimeters. So what I will do to make it 10 centimeters, the width, I will minus 3 centimeters on both sides. So it will be 6 centimeters away, and then I'll be left with 10 centimeters. Okay, so on both sides, from this side, I'll minus 3 centimeters. And then I'll go the other side as well, and then I'll measure and mark 3 centimeters. And then the middle part will be my 10 centimeters. Okay, now so we have the width of the pocket, so that is the 10 centimeter width. Now let us make one last mark. So from the 10 centimeter mark, I'll measure in at 1.5 centimeter. Okay, 1.5 centimeter on both sides. Okay, measure in from the 10 centimeter mark in 1.5 centimeter, and then after that I'll go on and connect. So here we are making that triangle thing that we made when we're making the button placket. Okay, so I'll just go on and connect from the mark to the corner. So on the other side as well, I'll do the same thing from the corner, and then the other side as well. So I'll make a cut here. I'll cut this. I'll follow this line or this triangle line that I'm making, and then cut it open so that it will be able to, when I flip it to the other side, I'll be able to do so. So now I'll just go on and kind of reduce the seam allowance. Remember, it's the seam allowance now is 3 centimeters, so I'll just make it about 2 centimeters. So that is what I am doing now, and then after this I'll just go on and patch my pocket on the dress. Okay, now let us patch the pocket on the dress. So what we want to do here is to align the midline. Okay, so the line in the middle, okay, this line, we want to align it with the line that we made earlier on. Remember, from the shoulder down, the 20 centimeter line. From the shoulder down, the 20 centimeter line. Okay, you want the line in the middle to align with that 20 centimeter line. Okay, and then I'll just go on and pin. Okay, pin in place, and then after that I'll go on and stitch on the outer lines. Okay, all around. Okay, now the pocket is attached. Okay, so the stitching is done. So the next thing now is to open the pocket. So I'll just take my seam ripper and then I'll make an opening here in this line in the middle. So I'll just punch or just slit with my seam ripper here, and then after that I'll follow with my scissors. Okay, so I'll just cut it open. I will carefully cut the triangle lines that I made, but make sure that I do not cut this stitch. Okay, so I'll just stop just before the stitch. Okay, so as you can see that I'm cutting both sides of the triangle lines. Okay, so I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. Okay. And then after that, I'll go on and flip the pocket to the inside. So please watch as I do so. After flipping it to the inside, I'll go on and press it down with an iron. Okay, now after ironing, this is how it looks on the outside, and then this is how it looks on the inside. Okay, so here is the pocket. So the next thing now is that I'll go on and kind of pinch this part here and then fold it in the towards the middle. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing with the bottom one. I'll kind of pinch and fold it to the middle so that the bottom and the upper part, they kind of meet in the middle here. Okay, so you just kind of wing it. There are no measurements that I'm using. I'm just going with the feel here. So I pinch, fold, and then pin. Okay, so I'll do that with the bottom part. I will pinch, fold, and pin, and then you can turn it to the right side and see if you like it, and then if you feel like you want to adjust it, you can adjust it and make it the way you want. You see. Okay, so I'll pinch again here and then fold it towards the middle. Okay, so that is what we are doing here. And then after that, you go on and stitch to hold the folds. Okay, so you stitch all around. Okay, so all the four sides, up, down, and the two sides, so that you hold your folds nicely. So you can stitch from this side, from the wrong side of the dress, or you can stitch from the right side or of the dress, whichever way it is easy for you. Okay. Okay, now before we go on and close the pocket, we need to attach a button loop. Okay, so now I am marking the center of my pocket so that I can attach my button loop here. Okay, so this is my button loop. I've already prepared it. So this is how I made it. So I took a piece of fabric that is cut on bias. Okay, and then I made a small fold, first fold, and then I went on and fold for the second time, and then I went on and stitch on top. Okay, then after that I just cut there. I cut the fabric away, and then that is my a button loop. Okay, mine is without, when it is not folded, it is 8 centimeters. So when it's folded, so folded way is the way that I'll be attaching. I'll fold it and then attach it, so it is about 4 centimeters. Okay, so it will fit my button. Okay. And then after stitching the button loop, we go on and close the pocket. So what we do here is we just bring the piece of fabric, the second piece of fabric, and then you just bring it and put it on top of the pocket. And remember, now it is no longer the same length or same width as the pocket, because we made folds and we kind of cut the sides as well. So now I am cutting it to be the same size as the main pocket. Okay, and then after that I'll go on and pin all around and then stitch all around. Okay, and then the pocket will be closed. And now this is how the pocket looks after stitching. So now the pocket is closed. Okay, so my pocket is not that deep, so from top to bottom is not that deep. So as I said earlier on, that you can make yours longer than this. Okay, so when you stitch and close your pocket, you might want to stitch it from this side. Okay, so the stitching that I just did now, you want to stitch from this side so that you can be able to catch everything that is happening here at the corners. Okay, remember the triangle situation that we did earlier on. So you want to make sure that you catch everything that is happening at the corners there. Okay, now I'll go on and fit my dress and see where I want the buttons to go. Okay,